Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Storm King's Thunder. We apologize that there's been a bit of a delay with them. People have lives and significant others, so Valentine's Day, which fell on a Wednesday, kind of took priority. Yeah. Also, we are down a Roman Nomarin, as Nerwin's internet has gone splat. So a tentacle will come out of the void and just pull away Roman at the very start of this, and we'll all move along. And he will be spat back out at the end.
You know, normal stuff.
Yeah, normal stuff.
I'm going to assume that he warned us that was going to happen prior, otherwise I don't think I would take that so well.
You'll have to deal with it because it's just a matter of, this is the DM saying I'm taking the character out of the situation because I'm not controlling another character, and scene. And
so
also,
we'll say Darren says, "Oh, I gotta go." Then Tentacle took him away.
Yeah. We'll say that because that'll shut you up.
Yes, thank you.
So, also, I do believe someone is breathing heavily into the microphone. Might be a frog who is in jars.
I apologize
Push
profusely.
to talk.
Sorry, I'm trying to.
Right. So,
Trying to button my shirt sleeves. God's
a
sake.
frog, fix that. Okay. A bluey sky wolf with the O9s. Kirok. Would you like to tell us what happened last week?
Yes, as soon as I click this social media button. There we go. Promoting!
Many wishes were had.
Haha! Yes, last session was the wish session. So after obtaining the lamp of a genie from the corpse of a white dragon, Varys had obtained 3 wishes, and there were many discussions on what to do with those wishes, along with talking with our friendly prone friend, who we all like. I love her, at least. The rest of the party has mixed feelings, but me and Roman really like her. Discussing the parts of the white dragon and what we were going to do with them. Basically, almost all of them ended up going to her in exchange for information about Varys' family, which he now has on a map. Roman has a ring of wishes, which has 1 wish left in it, I believe.
1 wish.
He doesn't know what it is yet.
Do not know what it is.
Yes. Nobody has identified it yet. Along with another...
And he's not even here to identify it.
Yeah. Along with another item that we have, but we'll address that later. So yeah, after we were unsure what to do with the wishes, so we decided to have a bit of a rest. And in the morning, our friend Zero had a little chat to our genie friend, just to sort of understand what was going on, and when he came to the realisation that the genie was kind of being held against his will, though of course not intentionally, really, it was just because of the lamp, Zero was adamant that we should let him go, which we all pretty much agreed with, really. None of us were particularly fond of the thought that this genie was essentially a slave, so we promised that our last wish would set him free, very Aladdin style. And now my memory is starting to fade. I know that we wished for the ring that we need to appease Old Snarl that Sansari had, which is definitely not going to come bite us in the ass. So we have that now, and
Varys used his first wish in order
to remove the curse.
Yes, the curse he had. His negative.
Second wish was to get to Eye of the Old Father.
I have no. That was second wish was the ring. The last wish was to free the genie, and the genie took us to the Eye of the Old Father for free.
Right,
thanks.
That's where I got confused.
Yeah.
Right.
What did you do for your second wish again, Varys?
I've got the exact wording written down if you want it.
It was to get the ring from Centaur.
I wish that the Ring of Regeneration that is currently in the possession of Countess Sansari to appear in my hand.
And it was done.
Yep.
The crone also gave me a funky bag.
Yes.
With 100 platinum in it.
Yep.
And I've got
the
some
bag.
cool dragon scales that are kind of white, but not really.
And the bag and its contents, until willingly given away, or until you're dead, are essentially the equivalent of Thor's hammer in the fact that anyone who's not worthy, bang, can't pick it up.
Yeah, I'm still going to get this identified to see exactly how that works. So if I can put new stuff in it, and that happens, but we'll see.
You can see, you can figure out later. But
Yep, I'll ask Varys later. Anyway,
for now, you find yourselves back at the eye of the Allfather. Hurry, last thing you did was get out
Hurry?
your... Not hurry, wow.
Jesus Christ, we just changed dimensions!
Oh
I'm no
my
longer
God.
the DM!
I'm not prepared for this, hang on a minute.
minute.
How does make an hold work again?
No one's fading into the shadows.
Right, so,
Anyway.
excuse that moronic display. I swear I'm actually good at this, honest. I'm not. To continue on, Kirok, the last thing you did when you got to here was get out the sending stone and say, "Look outside!"
Guess who's here? That was where we ended.
Here's Kirok.
Here's Boompigs.
And now we're here.
So
Now we want
for
to
the sake
decide.
of it, I am now going to go, and he's gone. And Roman has been schlupped away.
Oop, there we go.
Yep.
Bye!
A fire giant goes with us, right?
Yes, I'll put her on the map
Yeah,
momentarily. By the way, they have a small fire giant child. And this is after
Yes, we do.
the...
We're
Yeah,
not
this
going
was
to address
after-
exactly whose child it is just yet.
Duke's Alto!
It'll be fine, I'm sure.
We'll deal with that later. Nothing could possibly go wrong because of this.
There are a lot of things that we are very adamantly ignoring at this point in time.
That is one of
Yep.
them.
Because reasons.
It's the only way we survive.
Okay. So, the interior doors that you see, Kirok, that required Harshnag to open previous, are closed currently. And as you say, guess who's here? You hear the doors just creak open as you see the mighty Harshnag pushing them open and standing at the top of it and waving out to you. And you hear in a booming voice, "You're not throwing any more shields at me, are you?"
No!
I think
Excellent!
so.
Hi!
We did bring you somebody we'll hope you'd help look after.
At this point, by the way, folks, the actual winds and the chill from outside are really picking up to the point of it being very uncomfortable staying outside, so you're more or less
I think
getting
it's suddenly
motioned.
cold. Let's go.
You're
Ooh,
all
go
getting
inside.
motioned inside, yeah. So I'm
I
going to move
think
you all.
there's icicles growing on Turk's tusks. Come on.
Damn, it's cold. And that's
I'm
that's
just
from
gonna-
somebody who was just inside a white dragon the other day.
Arsenic looks at you, and it's just. I'm not even going to question it.
I'm just gonna lean
I
over to
carved out a
Cinder.
heart.
I'm just gonna very quietly whisper to Cinder, he's not as scary as he looks.
And you just, like, as you lean, like, kind of pull down her arm a little bit. She leans down to you as you say it to her, and she just whispers, like, "Good, because he's fucking terrifying."
Yeah, don't worry, I get that.
As you enter in, there is actually a roarous fire. Funnily enough, next to the statue of Surtur, and strewn across the fire is a rack of essentially what looks like several trees that have been carved into particular ways. They look like they were trees taken from, say, mountainsides nearby, and strewn across a pike in the middle is a particular Remoraz that you guys may remember.
Hey, that did come up.
We were concerned about that on Friday.
Yes, we were.
I said,
We were
"Hey,
like, wait a
Kels,
minute.
Hey, Kels, do you think that Remoraz is still there?" And she went, "A what?" You know, the thing behind the doors. Oh.
Well, it's still there, but in pieces.
It's just dead now, thank God.
In
Second
finally
try.
cooked. What you're noticing to your horror is that only a portion of it's here, and if you look into the stairway down below, the rest of it is there, mostly piled under boulders.
That's one way to deal with it.
I mean, if it's dead, it's dead.
Been busy, Harsnag.
Takes a lot to kill a bug that big.
I suppose he had to find something to do.
Size quintuple E's don't do it.
Oh, while we're just before we get started, do you have that axe that we found? Are you using that? Doing the big fuck off giant axe?
Which axe are you referring to? This is the DM.
There was a big fuck off giant axe.
Get the book.
One of the,
That we wanted to
Oh.
take. We wanted to take it in a bag of holding, but it was too big.
Yeah, it's. I think Harshnag has that. To be fair.
Axe of
If
the
you
No,
like
Conqueror?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you went
it's
Oh,
yeah,
Axe
Axe of the
bag.
Conqueror.
Axe of the
Yeah,
Conqueror.
One- the
weighs
relics.
40 pounds. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, he
It's-
does
it's-
indeed have the Axe of the Conqueror. It's strewn across his bag next to Gert's great axe. They're both
Yeah.
like say
He's using
the,
it.
the heads of both of them are to either shoulder of him, like the blades of them are pointed out.
Oh, sweet. I was going to offer it to Cinder, but okay, never mind.
Yeah, let me, let me
Harshnag
introduce
stops
you.
listening to all of you, and as she's come in, and since he looked to the food, looked back, his eyes have been locked on Cinder since the moment she came in, and she turned
That's why I'm
very
staying.
sheepish.
I'm staying
I
very
wave
near
and
her.
I say,
and I'm
let
staying
me
very
introduce you, Mr.
neutral.
Harshnag. This is Cinder, the daughter of Duke Zalto.
Zero, maybe that's not the best way you should go about introducing people.
Might as well get it out in the open.
Since Harshnag doesn't appear to be breaking eye contact from her, Kirok just sort of flies up into his view and is just like, "Hello."
He leans his
She's
head
really
slightly
nice, and
past
she
you,
ran away from her
She
father,
sort of
and
flies
there was
to
this
the
whole
side.
thing.
She's
moves
cool.
to the other side.
She's cool. It's fine. We saved her, and it's all cool. We talked it out.
And for those who are watching that don't know, Cinderhild is a fire giant, but she's an adolescent. She's about, say, maybe 12 foot tall, and she's about 18 years old. So, literally a teenager by all standards. She's wearing mostly now raggedy clothes that aren't very durable, or definitely not anything that would say keep you particularly warm. Thankfully, she's a fire giant, and they have an internal heater. And for those who don't know about Harshnag, I will happily display him to you because he's my favorite.
Hashtag's cool.
Because I know we might have one or two people
Cool.
watching, so I kind of want to show. So I think I just hit show player, so I think you should
Yep,
see him again.
Yep.
Yeah, that's our boy.
He's cool.
I like
Yeah.
his hat.
He's now wielding two mighty axes, and he's in full plated armor. And on top of
He's
this,
scary.
he has the skull of a white dragon as a crown and a helmet.
Oh, I didn't think of doing that. We could have bought him a new
You fool!
You could have bought him a shoulder piece.
Kirok just takes out the Dracula skull that she still has and is just like, bonk!
It's not even like, it's just like both sides are just on top of the head. It just falls off you boop, 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 to the ground.
Put it back in my bag.
I don't even know where you hide that thing. That's about like half her torso.
It's the mystery of Kirok.
Yeah, it is a mystery of Kira.
She just
We got
pulls
pockets
stuff
for
from
feathers.
space.
from the astral plane.
So,
Too soon.
as
Too soon.
we're all diffusing this moment, or
Yes.
trying to make me diffuse this moment, Harshnag looks across, and his first time his eyes actually turn away is to Glory. You trust her?
Yeah, absolutely.
Make a persuasion check.
Why did you do this?
He looks at the one person he knows can't lie for shit.
And is also notoriously skeptical of giants.
Yeah.
Who, yeah.
Why didn't he look to
boy.
me? Doesn't he know by this point Zero's
Oh
honest
my god, that's
fault?
really good for me!
It's not showing up on my screen yet.
No.
I got a 12.
A 12, wow.
That's really
Yeah,
good
that's
for me. I
not
have a
mine either.
minus
You-
2.
Yeah. That
There
is
you go.
that is
My
good for
charisma
you.
is a 7.
He looks to you and towards Cinderhild. You're somewhere where your father cursed long ago. He doesn't like the old ways, he defines the new. And he'll break anything he has to get it, including tradition. And Cinderhild looks to him. And anyone. And I couldn't stay. I just couldn't. I was safe, but is there really any safety with the walls being your prison? He nods. And looks towards all of you. So, have you brought back some of these relics that we can use for the ritual?
Yes, yes.
We
As
have
much as we
several,
could carry.
actually.
We have quite a few at this point. We
So
are three, three.
I think we have 3!
I definitely know what I'm talking about.
So the Great Worm Cavern has the broken shield.
Yes,
Yeah,
that was the first one.
we brought that back here, so that's still
Threw it at
here.
his head.
I don't remember doing that, but I agree. Yes,
Yeah,
I
the
probably did.
spear.
That sounds like
The
something.
mithril spear.
Mithril spear.
Spear.
You're gonna find this more quicker than I did. What the
The
fuck?
elk
And the
place.
thing-
I have it here, folks. I can just say it.
I know, but I don't want to see it.
So, Great Worm Cavern was for the broken shield of a frost giant.
Mm-hmm.
You have the mithril spear tip from Flint Rock.
Yep.
You have the cracked horn from Barone as well, where you also found Cinderhill.
Oh, there's
And I
the. I
believe
forgot
that's-
to identify it.
And the other horn you got from there as well.
It's mine. It's got birds on it. It's mine.
You might want to check that that's not like a sacred artifact or something we need here.
I will eventually
Later.
When she talks about it.
when I get identify written in my spell book.
Anyway, I'm gonna help bring out all this stuff to show Harsha.
Yeah, the spear
Yeah.
tip is about the size of like an axe head. It
This
just
is why I'm
like
saying
its volume compared. Yeah, for you for helping, it's more like you pick it up and you just fall back with it.
I will help Zero help me.
I use conjure flame when Glory picks it up. I'm going to use conjure flame in both my hands to do the sort of the glowing battens waving in the plane.
Left.
You're on the left. Left.
Damn it, guys.
D&D is a very serious game.
Very
It's a
serious.
serious game for serious people.
I'm not gonna draw that. Okay.
I use those battens for other things like trucks and stuff. It just planes the first thing that came to mind for some reason.
So, at this point as well, Cinderhill looks at you all. I have something that might help. And she like goes to her finger, and it's the first time you notice it because it's the same color as her flesh, which is this very bright red. And she takes it off, and it's a ring. That it looks like it's just permanently cooling magma just in swirls.
Ooh, shiny.
That looks
might-
terrifying. What is it?
Something of my father's, and if you need things from giants, you need anything from him, this was his.
Well,
It's worth
To
a
be
go.
honest, Harsnag is our leading expert on that.
If it'll help, then
That's gonna help.
If the,
I'll take
well,
that.
well,
well, that's nice.
should we get it
So,
all in
question: why do you have the most dangerous fire giant in the entire world's daughter here?
She was stuck at the bottom of a well.
I don't
What
think it's
kind
a
of
well.
well got a giant stuck at the bottom of it?
Barona's well.
one.
Am I pronouncing it right?
That's
I'm probably
the same
not.
one
Nope.
as the
You're
shield.
pronouncing it right, and that's a big ass well.
Yeah, and she was stuck at the bottom of it.
I remember having to throw a bear in there once.
Yeah,
It
see,
seems
there
Very
was
big
this,
bear.
there was
it
this
seems-
shaman girl there that I had eaten by fire ants because a god resurrected her, and it sort of pissed me off. It's a good time.
Yes, we had difficulty in regards to a local wildman tribe that seemed to have taken over the area.
Yeah. I burned her to life and then Nemo swarmed her to death. No, there? Zero.
Try again. Zero. Keep cycling through 'em.
Kira gets his little nosebleed.
We're just breaking all the dimensions today.
Wild magic!
Don't say the word.
Oh my god, Bioshock Infinite flashback.
Don't make me do it. I'll ask for a D100. I'll ask for a D100 woman. Watch your mouth.
Causes and variables!
She can't even push it talk. She's laughing too hard.
I don't use push to talk.
Ah, shit. You have sensitivity on. And it's just you quietly like.
Basically.
Serious games, serious people.
Serious game.
Causes and
Yeah.
Very
variables.
serious name.
So yeah.
So, do you want to head inside then and actually see if we can get some answers?
I suppose that's kind of why we came back. Also, we couldn't
Oh,
carry
keep a
this
watch
much
out,
stuff
yep.
anymore.
I think we may need to strategize and work out specifically what we're going to ask before we head in.
I agree.
Harshnag walks from you all towards the statue of Therm, and then pauses and steps back over to you. Thunderhilt. He points towards the statue of Surtur, who is this, what can only be described as this massive fire giant, wielding a mighty greatsword, like that's just stuck blade point to the ground and both hands to the hilt, one across the side and one atop it, looking ominously down towards the ground. It's your first time here. This is the pilgrimage giants usually do in their 100th. Take the blade. And she looks to it for a moment, and the blade's nearly as long as her, which is terrifying, but she manages to hoof it and is able to lift it, though probably ungainly in regards to wielding it. And Harshnag points towards the actual door. Touch the blade to the top and go inside with the rest, and I'll keep watch out here.
I'll keep watch with you.
Go inside with the rest.
I ain't going in there.
I'm not asking.
Oh, come in.
But there's gods in there.
I think that's the point.
Don't like them.
We
You
might
don't have to
I don't
say
think they care.
Your
Turk,
insight might
keep
be
an eye
useful.
on him. Varvach is a little bit afraid. And needs a
As
little bit of
Cinderhilt walks
guidance.
over and lifts up and touches the actual sword up to the poise, it just lights up in this massive flame that just streams across it, and it roars up, and the sword returns back to Zutora's grip. And as it does, the first thing you notice Harshnag do is he just takes one of the bottoms of his axes and just whoops, just pretty much slides it underneath him and slaps Zero in.
You don't have to say anything, Zero. Just we'd appreciate you being there.
I'm already inside. I can't hear you.
He's already
Yelling it across the room.
Zalto walks as you all
Zalto,
walk in.
fuck.
I beg your pardon.
Sorry, no, Harshnag.
Did Harshnag just play golf
Say,
with
Jesus
Zero?
Christ.
Harshnag changes. You all die. No.
Did he just
Get rid of Zero to split the party. It's all part of the plan.
he just use Zero as a golf ball?
Basically,
I didn't try to
Flashbacks to
resist
the
or
Queen of
anything, to be fair.
Using a flamingo.
I don't like gods that.
yeah, it's actually more like a cudgeling. And as you guys walk in, you all head inside into the actual room. Zalto walks over back towards the doors and
Harshnag.
slams them shut. Shut up!
Gesundheit.
Harshnag walks over towards the doors, and Harshnag closes, reaches out and pulls both doors in. And as he does, you can notice, say, out in the distance, the weather has picked up, and you can already feel, hear the crack of thunder in the distance as well. So it seems like you guys are going to be in for the night at the very least.
That seems pathetic
I
fantasy.
think we figured.
So
Better in here than
you-
out there.
And I will describe this room again, because it's been a while. Let's see. So let me just make sure I'm actually getting this room correct. Beyond the thundering archway lies a hexagonal chamber, whose walls rise 50 feet before tapering to a 90-foot high apex. Standing in each corner of the room is a life-size statue of a giant holding a heavy iron lantern with one arm raised. Each type of giant is represented among them. So, hill, stone, frost, fire, cloud, and storm. A cold light magically radiates from each lantern and illuminates a giant corpse lying on the floor beneath a shroud of frost in the middle of the room. The corpse looks like it's been there for some time, and next to them rests a giant frost-covered morning star. As you walk in again, the spirit rises again from the corpse. This cloud giant with a wispy beard that goes down to their torso, and hair that long and just moves back over towards the back of its head, with a slight receding hairline. There is no distinction of color, it is all just a pale blue. And they look with their pupilless eyes across all of you. Mortals return. Mortals have questions. I pray I may find you answers with the All-Father's blessing.
Can I make a religion check to see what I make of this thing since I've never seen it before?
Sure. Make a religion check. Definitely not with advantage, so make sure to do that in future. So,
You just take the first number.
yeah, I know, but there's always that thing of, can I get a natural 20? So, I always just say roll with
never
it.
say that.
I know, but I don't like seeing it. It's like, man, I asked for one number, you gave me two. Meh. Technically 4. Meh. So, Nemo. You're aware as he says the name Anam that he must be referring to the essentially Odin-esque figure of the giant pantheon. The one who is the father to all of the giant gods, and who, in their last entry here, your party discovered was angered at his children and forced their bonds to be broken as a test to see who would rise to the top, to break them from their stupor. So, he looks to all of you expectingly. What do you do?
We look at each other in a confused manner.
That's a free
I
action.
Yeah.
I gesture to well, first off, can I do an insight check to see how Zero is feeling about this?
Sure. Zero, make a straight charisma check. Ask, make an insight check. Mama knows best. Zero, you feeling uncomfortable? Or how you feeling here in
Bleh.
general?
I feel like God's bear.
He feels
In-
like the guy who's been dragged to church when he's atheist as hell.
In that case, I gestured to Turk and say to him to basically sit by his side and try and comfort him a little bit.
Which a boar will do as best a boar can. A very big fluffy boar, but a boar.
I cuddle Picky.
Okay, you hug the piggy. The piggy nurses you, and it is all better. So, he looks to all of you.
DM question.
Hello.
Are the questions we get daily and when we bring the artifacts back? I can't remember what they said exactly. You bring the artifacts back and they just tell us some things about that god, and then we get our questions. Oh, thank God, that's
so
right.
what it
you know
is
what I mean.
is, yeah. So what it is he can basically divine 3 answers for you, and I think it is. Hang on, I'm just gonna make sure how many.
Thought it was like
actual-
5 or
We
6.
got 6 last time.
It was
Okay,
one for
it
each
is
torch.
6.
One for each giant.
Yeah, it is 6, and if you want to, you can offer these relics with the corresponding giants. So if you offer out, like, say, the cracked shield for Frost, and you ask a question about Frost giants, you will get a very more in-depth answer than you would otherwise.
Okay. So.
Basically like giving him, the equivalent of giving him a scrying tool.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
So we have a sensory thing. We have 2 auto things? No. One's
Alto.
Two auto things?
What other Zalto things you have?
Wait, which one did we go get? We've done the well, we did Flint Rock,
Baron
we
as
did
well.
Worm
Yeah,
Cavern.
we have
Worm
we have
Cavern-
the shield,
Cavern
the
is
spear
shield.
tip, the
The
horn.
Shaven,
Mostly what I've
Vault.
got written down is the places.
Okay, so you have Baron as well, which is Kalitika. You have Flint Rock with the Sunsurfer.
Sensory.
You have the Broken Shield of Great Worm Cavern, which is for Jarl Storvald.
Storvald, yeah.
And you were just given the Magma Ring for Duke
Okay,
Salto.
yeah. Okay. I was counting something we didn't have because I have it highlighted in here for some reason.
You were just like, get this, needs Alto.
Yeah. I think honestly that might be correct, yes.
I think that was where we were going to go next, except we found out that stuff was happening at Phandalin and we went, screw that, this is more important.
Okay.
Yeah.
So...
Okay, so before we ask anything, what are we thinking?
I'm thinking we just go straight in with the first question and ask who killed the Storm
Which
Queen.
one is...
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think just like straight in.
Then get more specific.
I have a bit of a hypothesis going on. So I reckon, Varys, you should probably ask about Imrit if he knows anything specifically.
This is also...
I feel as if two of these questions are one and the same.
I agree with you.
So yeah.
So we'll ask about, did Imrith kill the Storm Queen?
I think
Is that what we're
that's
thinking?
a little bit too much of a
specific.
closed question. Probably
We get 6, so we could ask them separately.
We'll stick with who killed her.
Yeah, and then
Open
we
with
work from
the
there.
broad that he probably doesn't have a specific answer.
Queen Neri, by the way. Queen Neri. Neri.
Please send me that spelling immediately.
Neri.
Neri. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we start with the big general question and then we work down.
Yeah.
Let's start with that and then see what other questions come from there. So, first question. Who killed Queen Neri of the Storm Giants?
His eyes flash up for a moment as the hill torch extinguishes. Actually, no, the storm torch extinguishes in this one. The queen has been lost to darkness. Death took her, and anger took her. The depths took her. Rage took her. A bargain between two enemies took her. She is gone. No names come. Only shadows and death. And he focuses for a moment. And little chips. Little bargain chips of fate. Of chance. That is all I see.
You saw?
Varys, does that mean anything to you?
Does that mean anything?
Actually, of all of you fuckers, I need Glory to make a history check.
Oh no! Oh no, I have suddenly an intensely bad feeling about this.
Breathe, please breathe.
I have to breathe, I'm taking notes. History, you say? Oh, I'm alright at that.
History, I say.
12's my lucky number today, apparently.
It somewhat is, yes. Give me a moment.
Oh no! This is
quick
bad.
retcon while he was doing that. Nomrigan actually came back just before we came in and is in with us.
Nomrigan? Roman Nomarin.
What's up, bitch?
Dermagin! Okay,
Assuming he's actually here.
Yeah, he might be
a
listening.
portal to Cthulhu pokes open and blah, out he goes.
If he is actually here.
If he is actually here.
Actually,
I'll just swallow him back in, it's fine.
Yep.
Cthulhu makes for a very convenient plot device.
Yes, he does. Let me just make sure
It's the warlock version of Serenray.
Divine protection, but it's Cthulhu.
Cthulhu don't want no one fucking with his thing.
Just so I've said it. Oh no, I actually thought that. Don't worry.
Y'all talking shit?
Hey!
hey,
So, we're definitely not talking shit.
I can talk shit all I want.
Are you in or are you out in?
Well, basically, the thing of it is I'm using my phone as a mobile hotspot, and so.
Well, that's worked. Well done, you're clever.
Clever girl.
Clever girl. Okay.
That's cool.
Speaking of clever girl, what did I get?
When he says of a wooden piece of chance, you remember when you passed Yatar originally, you got a coin, like a wooden chip flipped to you. They are known as the golden geese, and this is a bargaining tool. This is either a bargaining tool or is literally a chip you can use at a game of the many boat houses of Yatar in which games and gambling are had, because you cannot gamble in the streets or in the actual buildings of it. Ships don't count for that.
Okay.
Stop typing in fucking SKT now. Because that keeps popping up and I get a red dot at the end of my thing and I'm like, eh!
I'll just catch you never enough.
So that is your first question.
Okay. Anyone any insight into that?
I think I've made a connection.
Go on.
And I hope I'm wrong. Did he say depths?
He did.
I don't know a lot about storm giants, but I don't think they drown very easily. But when it comes to water, we've encountered somebody who's had a bit of a connection to water, who's been a bit of a massive dickbag to us.
He has.
Not to be that guy, but I'm also from the depths.
Yeah, but they tend to live near the ocean, because storms.
Different use of the word depth there, Verva.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. He could have meant any depth.
Yeah, that's why I'm concerned.
Folks, what is definitely something you can assume from something that's very common knowledge. Storm giants live underwater. They can breathe water. So they definitely don't drown easy.
Yeah, so, slightly concerning that we may have to deal with a kraken, perhaps? Cake! Just when we needed it!
Cake, when on this. I
should just save my life, thank God.
Hey, American, aren't I helping you kill a kraken? Isn't that one of the things we're going to do? This is in character.
Oh my God, it has coffee in it. Anyway.
Right, so...
Okay.
What's your next question?
Go with the other one that we were going to ask anyway.
If I may, guys, we do have an honoured guest here who is... Technically, this is probably... I don't mean to assume, but I assume this is your god as well, Miss Cinder?
I don't know who this person is, but I know of this place. It is a religious place, but he's not a god himself, the voice of a god.
Yeah, I get that. But what I was wondering is, did you want to have one of the questions?
I don't want to take that from you. People can commute here, and maybe in my years I'll be able to travel back and ask again.
So,
I feel like I wouldn't add much if I took an offer.
I feel as if our destinies are linked, Cinderhill. But please tell us if you do want to ask something.
No. I don't want to tamper this anymore.
This is for you as well as us. Okay?
I don't want to tamper with this anymore.
Okay.
Fair.
That question didn't really go too well.
Should we ask about Imrith then?
What exactly about Imrith? He hasn't got any names. He mentioned 2 enemies.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask about.
The bargaining with 2 enemies, but he specifically.
That's what I want to ask about that specifically.
This is the situation that we're going to have. Is that when we ask certain types of questions, we're going to end up with trails that are going to end up much farther away than we intend. So we do have some sort of vague, misty bits in our knowledge, which is one, we don't know specifically who Imrith actually is. We don't know specifically who killed Queen Neri. We know kind of the context of that now. We know
to give you guys an idea as well. You get the sense that he's the prophet of a god of giants, and is in the temple of god of giants.
Yeah. Wouldn't know much
he
about.
He wouldn't
dragons.
know much about something else. Like you asking questions about giants, you'll get answers about giants.
Yeah, especially if our collective theory is correct. Then.
Yeah, this is what I'm thinking as well. Is that Imrit is somehow related, but I don't think that they are, in a sense, giant specific.
Well, then why don't we ask about the two enemies that bargained to kill the queen? Because we absolutely need to know more about that.
Yes.
Well, he says he doesn't know names. He just knows two enemies.
But we might get details.
We might be able to find out if they're giants or not.
That's something we need to know.
The spirit raises up his hand.
Guys, seriously.
I said we should have discussed this before we went in.
You guys had 2 fucking weeks.
We did. We didn't get anywhere.
He raised his hand. That is all I know of these 2 enemies. What I gave you in that first answer. I say this to inform you that if you asked another question, it would be wasted.
Thank you for the advice.
You just hear Ahmad's voice from above going, "For fuck's sake!"
Okay, guys.
Sorry.
Let's keep our questions very Giant Lord related.
Didn't we come up out of character? Because didn't we come up with one which was, can Calithica be reasoned with?
Yeah, that was one of the ones we split board. Yeah.
I'm thinking of something similar regarding ordering. Once it's restored, which giants will go back to following it, and which giants will need some persuading?
I feel like we need to we need to fix the ordering before we worry about what happens when we do that.
Okay. Focus on the past and the present rather than the future right now.
We've got 4 artifacts. Stone, Storm, Frost, Fire. Have we got specific questions for each of those lords?
Wait a minute. In connection to that, you said that we've got a relic in relation to Calithica. We remember what type of giant Calithica was.
Stone.
So we have a question specifically about stone giants. We also have one specifically for fire giants because of the magma ring.
You guys made up your fucking minds quicker about wishes.
I know, right?
If you think of a question, just ask it. Right. What you 2 ask your storm question, your stone one about Calithica.
We will offer the artifact as well for this, I imagine.
Okay.
So we're going to go with the one that we came up with.
You raise up the mithril spear to him, and the mithril spear, he reaches out and touches it, and it just dissolves, dissipates into the wind. No. Oh, no, sorry, yeah. That will be the cracked horn. I looked at the wrong one. The cracked horn is offered up. He touches it. It blows a final note before disintegrating. What is your question?
Can Calithica be reasoned with?
His eyes focus, and the ground shakes, and the rocks and stone of the entire room begin shifting. The Thane believes her god reaches out to her. The Thane believes an advisor of old reaches out to her. These are both falsehoods. The Thane protects her people and loves them, but would burn the world for them as well. This devotion could be tainted, and has been tainted, but may also be purified. Reason and ration, calm, focus, like the stones themselves, unmoving, in debate, can reason with this giant. And the stone altar's lantern goes out.
So that's a yes.
Okay, yeah.
That revealed a lot. Remember what what our little stone giant friend, the little son, said, and his father, in regards to the leader was being persuaded by external influences.
Yeah.
We know who that influence is.
Also, we now know that she definitely prioritizes her people above everything. So that's definitely it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we can prove to her that her advisor isn't who they say they are.
They're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which is more than what we had.
Specific question for another giant type, did we not?
And again, there's they're hearing, like, I don't know if they're actually hearing voices, but they're believing in a god who is not actually a god, which is probably the other thing that may have had something to do with the Queen's death, because that's two. If we think
For clarity,
if we think that one is the advisor, then the other thing could probably be that.
Yeah. For clarity, she believes she's hearing the voice of Skoreas Stonebones, whose name I'll put in chat, which is the stone giant.
Thank you.
That's one of the statues that's in the previous room.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Storm, frost, fire.
Can you all still hear me?
Yes. You're good.
Can now.
Okay.
First thing you've said in a while.
Any other questions?
Well, yeah, I've been trying to
I
figure
might
this
have
stuff
one.
out.
I think I remembered from a conversation with Blue.
Who's blue?
Out of character.
Oh, do you mean Kirok because she's blue? Okay.
Oh yeah, Kiroko is me. Out of character. I was going to ask, considering that we have seemingly thwarted Zolto's current plans, is he still a threat? Well, like, what is he planning to do now? Essentially, was going to be my question. If we're okay,
still an immediate threat.
Yeah.
I was going to put, what is his plan now? Just any plan I want to know
Yeah,
about.
go for it.
Okay. Sorry, Cinder. I'm gonna.
It's okay. And you offer up the magma ring.
Yeah.
Which, when he reaches out and touches, it swirls and swirls and swirls in place until it splatters out like the actual, as if it was an entire glass case that was holding the liquid, and just sprays up into the air before to the ground. And the steam rises from the cold earth. And every torch in the room lights up again, and there's this roarous, booming flame that then calms down. What is your question?
If we thwarted Zolto's old plan, what is his current one? What does he intend to do now?
What is the current plan of Duke Zolto? And he closes his eyes and focuses again. And the fire is now warm once more around all of you and around the scene. And after a moment, his eyes open again. His plans are dark. Could not claim the power of the Dawn Titan. And so he has gone to more perverse sources. He delves deep. He enslaves. He crushes. He burns. He makes enemies of the Shadow Elf. And makes slaves of the Dark Dwarf. He plans to rise through the depths and crush the holes that have defied him. He plans to burn the world and from the ashes forge an army. One that can stop the terror of old that he believes will rise again. And his eyes close off. And his question is answered as the fire torch goes out. Honey, your mic.
Who is in a hurricane right now?
Sorry.
It's okay.
She's in the future. She's in the future, and she's asked the cloud one. It's
So, as much as all of that was bad, there was nothing in there that I didn't necessarily know.
Great, that's... Well, now we know more. That doesn't necessarily help what we're going to do next, but we have more information.
I'm not specifically saying we should ask this question, but my curiosity is piqued specifically because we've had the storm giants mentioned in the answer to the first question. Part of me wants to delve into that a little bit deeper, but I'm opening it out to the rest of the party to see if anyone else is on the same wavelength as me in regards to that.
Okay.
But I'm not actually asking it. I'm putting it to the rest of the party, IRL rather than in game.
Yeah. I feel like there's definitely more there. It's just, what do we ask? Like,
Zero.
We have no direction for it.
Zero raised a hand says, when you're done with all your questions, I have one that comes to mind.
Yeah?
When you're done with yours.
I mean, we're open for suggestions.
The problem is, once I say it, I'm worried this guy will pick up on it and...
He looks at you. I'm not merely a siphon. I understand if you ask questions amongst yourselves.
Good.
We learnt this last time using Telegram.
He looks at you with the closest thing a ghost that was murdered, because the knife's still in his damn back, can smile. And that's the closest to smile as he can get.
Good to know. Not to sound like a smartass here, but it occurs to me that the most obvious question to ask someone with this sort of knowledge is simply, if you were me, what questions would you be asking?
Yeah, I guess.
The questions have to relate to giants. If that's asking...
I mean, how many have we asked right now? Hang on, one...
You've asked 3. You've asked for storm, stone, and fire.
No. Stone. Stone, fire.
Stone, fire, storm, which is what I said, honey.
Yeah, we...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
our first one was
that question is pertaining to dragons.
Hill giants. I think last time we came here, we didn't ask anything about hill giants because they've been relatively not a problem, really.
I feel like we kind of don't need to.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
do you
what's
want
the
me to
other
take the hill
artifact we
giant
have?
one?
The other artifact you have is for Storvald.
It's for Storvald. Is it?
Storvald.
Yeah,
Oh, and you
Or is
also
it
have the one
Sensory?
for...
We have
and
both
you have
of those
both.
left. We haven't asked Frost or Cloud yet either.
We have to ask about some. Sorry, Kirak.
Kirak in the corner.
Yeah!
Neither Frost nor
Wording,
Hill have
wording,
been much
wording.
of a problem.
No,
Unless we want to ask what they're doing, because we've not heard hide nor hair of them.
I feel like the fact that we haven't heard hide or hair on them means we shouldn't waste the question.
But we can't ask the question about anything else, can we? Because it has.
We can ask about Cloud.
Yeah, but we get
What
one
you
for
learned
each type.
before,
You
learned before is that you can ask questions and it will just use one of the lanterns.
Oh right.
Yeah, you can ask any question.
It's not.
But picking particular types and getting those lanterns used on those particular
It's way
questions
more
is a good
specific,
thing.
yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
I feel like we should ask a Cloud question. I just don't have the wording.
Wait,
Don't have the wording.
thinking?
Someone else think.
I'm not helping with
Right,
this one.
right.
I know you're not helping me with this. That's why.
Say
Do we
to the
wanna know-
party what you are thinking of asking, rather than sort of going, I don't know the exact wording.
Yeah.
Just sort of tell us what you're,
Then we'll word it.
or clarify it.
Is it a threat or
Yeah, kind of. Something along those lines of.
so is Sensory a threat to the
Well, I feel like the
Stormwall?
answer to that obviously is yes, but
In what way is he a threat?
sure, you ask that. I'm
Should
not
we
good
ask
with words
Total No
in
Time?
character. In character, I'm not good with words.
Do we have an artifact for her?
We
You
do.
do.
We do
and
indeed.
Missile
That's why
Spear
I'm kind of pushing for it.
Okay, I'll offer up the spear tip.
Okay. You offer
Sorry,
it up
Kirak.
and looks to all of you. What is your question?
In what way is Countess Sensory a threat to the small folk of the realm.
He touches the mithril spear tip, and it breaks into 1,000 smaller pieces. And the wind of the room picks up. You fear for a moment that the lanterns may go out. They struggle, and the light goes dim, and it is just this hurricane just into the room before it calms down again. And Ergon opens up his eyes. She wishes to rebuild the old world, our world, rise up our ruins from what they once were, and find relics of great power from old, one that could level a city and rebuild it anew. But that is not her main threat, for she seeks things which are folly. Her main threat is her imagination, her creations. She has gifted many of these to many people. She gifts many, many horrible things to far more sidious people, in the promise of wealth, information, and artifacts. She has an army, and she may turn her eyes to any city she so chooses, for unwilling participants in her experiments. And the cloud torch goes out.
Right.
I don't like it.
Well, that sounds immediately bad.
At least we're hidden from the days
Hypothesis.
So,
What's to say that Sansuri has been trying to influence the Stone Giants in some way, having learned this information?
I did have that thought.
Yeah, because Kalithka wants to rebuild? No. Kalithka also wants to rebuild the old world?
Kalithka wants to retake old settlements.
Yeah.
Whereas,
so they're kind of more on a similar line.
Even if it wasn't originally a settlement, Sansuri wants to say destroy a city and rise it up as a new.
She wants to make her an empire, essentially.
It's the difference between retaking your old hold and tearing down the new hold to build up a new.
Yeah.
Here's a potential question. We know that the Stone Giant advisor isn't a Stone Giant, correct?
I mean,
let me check 1 second.
I think we have a good reason. I can't recall if that's been concrete.
I can't remember if it's been confirmed or not. I know what I assume, and what I assume it is, but I can't remember if I assume that or if we know that.
I think it was like.
Give me a second.
I think it was a connect the dots things, because I think Torin told us what her name was, and then when you asked what the name of your
advisor's name is Imrith. Everyone thinks she's dodgy.
Yeah. So we
later on you hear Imrith is the name of the Winged Death.
Yeah, the Winged Death.
It works out then.
I'm going with the assumption that the advisor. So obviously the advisor is Imrith. The voice in her happy Sansuri.
Maybe.
That could work because that means that Imrith the dragon is working with Sansuri the giant, and they're both enemies.
Question 5.
Possibly. Oh god, here we go.
You now have left the Frost relic and the Frost and Hill giant artifacts. Or sorry, the questions for Frost and Hill with the relic of Frost.
But we can ask a question about a different giant if we want to.
You can ask about anything, and it will use the Hill Giant, because it basically, to give you an idea, it went clockwise for normal questions, but whenever it's specific, it'll take that giant for those questions.
Hill and Frost. So the Hill one, we're not going to ask about Hill Giant, so let's use that for this question.
Shall we ask if they're working together, since we've come up with that thought? Because if we get a no, then we can get rid of it. If we're unsure, then
remember, we're getting vague sort of replies and ambiguity in a lot of this.
I've got this.
So, yeah.
Like, Cases, who's got this? Let him go.
Barris, go ahead.
Okay.
Question 5. Are Countess Sansuri and the new advisor Imrith of the Stone Giants, are they working in league to influence Califica?
It feels like grassy plains go under your feet, and it's as if looking up to him is like looking to the top of a hill before it just back down. They work together, but not towards Calithica. Sansuri has a great patron who pays her greatly for her relics, for her artifacts, for her creations. This name sounds as if it is one who has been paying quite handsomely for the works of Sansuri, and the Hill Giant Lantern goes out.
Well, there's your answer.
That sort of answers the question.
There's your answer.
Was Sansuri doing this for Imrith? Is that what I got there, or?
Well, no. Okay, so Imrith and Sansuri are working together, but they're working together in relation probably to find relics for whoever the fuck's paying Sansuri for them.
To explain, it's Sansuri is making things, and somebody's buying. Someone's buying with a lot of money.
But not
There
Imrith.
is
Imrith working
something
with,
else.
It said that the name Inrith could very well be
the patron.
The patron.
Okay.
Not warlock patron, literally just artisan patron.
And it could be that they're not sure because Imrith is not actually a giant, and anything not related to giants is a bit foggy for them. Maybe. Don't know. I'm just spitballing.
Okay. You have your last question and a frost giant relic.
We need a direction. We need.
Nemo, you said that you had an idea for a question. Do you want to say what it could be party?
I was just thinking of Zero. I can't help it. I kind of want to ask how we can help this guy. I imagine he wanted to do more with his afterlife than sit here and answer questions.
Do you say this in character?
Yeah.
He looks to you. I was stabbed in the back by my father. My father still lives. My father was a dark and cruel figure. Blagothacus. And I will link that.
Nope.
That's a dodgy name.
He's a cloud giant, you said before, right?
This is a cloud giant.
Blagothacus.
Slew me. Stabbed me in the back. And decided, for his own amusement, that I would be trapped here for eternity. For he never let anyone else arrive here. He said that the paths were dangerous, and giants have rarely come back to this place, bar the 3 that have come recently.
Wait,
So
what?
there is, in fact, a way to
3?
free you.
Wait, 3?
So we make
2
the
are
last
with
question.
you. And he looks again to...
Oh, he said that Zolto's been here.
Oh.
No, I said that out of my dumbass way.
No, Harshnag said it.
No, Harshak said that his father, her father, had cursed this place a long time
that's
ago.
my assumption.
Long time ago.
This guy said
He said recently.
Oh shit, that's worse.
Maybe that's a question we should ask.
So
Well,
let's do it.
Before we get into that, this guy's helped us a lot. Can't we ask some questions about how we can free him?
I think that's a bit beyond us.
If
I don't know that it
you
is.
wish,
Shh.
my father, in his tower, looms near a city, a village called Parnast. It is on few maps, and few kin of small or large folk know of it. Check to your cities and your map makers, those who go far afield across the world. They would know this city, or maybe find it upon a map. As grim as a request it may be, if you find my father and slay him, my spirit will have rest, and I can rise to join at the All-Father's side.
Well, I don't
Would
know
you
about
do
you
this for
guys,
me?
but it sounds like he's on the Moonpig shit list to me.
I feel like we can try.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, who wants to make a persuasion check, then? Probably
Not
0.
me.
Actually, I'm going to say 0 because
I genuinely want to do this,
been...
but yeah, so it would be
Yeah.
persuasion.
Basically, this is going to convince him whether or not you're lying or not.
Yeah, go for it.
I think I've got an idea of a couple of people we could ask about this as well.
I keep going to press perception.
He looks to you. For this boon, this kindness to me, I believe you. And he raises a hand, and the storm torch lights up again.
Ooh.
Ooh. Okay.
Plus one question.
So we.
I mean, I wasn't doing it for rewards, but thank you.
It is the fact that the Old Father spoke to me and said he knew you were not saying this for the point of another reward, but from the goodness of your heart.
Oh, what's one of them?
People have been saying that a lot lately.
It's because it's true, dumbass.
Okay, so 2 questions.
Two
One of them
questions.
be about the recent visitor.
We need a next step. Like we need.
We know the next step is to go and get one of the conch from one of the giants.
Yeah, but we've also got a time limit from Foreign, right? To like solve the whole murder thing.
Yeah, the new year.
Which is
I'll get it up. It's about a
I'd
month
say you've got
away,
about a month. Yeah, you got about a month.
It's fine.
We
We've
gotta
got
do
a
Snarl
whole...
Well,
first, but that,
I tell you what.
only
I tell you what.
takes
From
10
this
days.
point, from this day, mark down in your journal. It's 30 days. And every time I say it's now a full day gone, mark down 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. And we can count down then.
And just remind you, Varys
It's
still
going in the
on a
back.
time limit for, ancient dragon hearts.
Yeah, but we can't do that.
Well...
No, we've got that.
No,
Yeah, we have.
Oh, that's for Vlad.
That's for Vlad. Fuck.
the heart,
That
the
fuck
heart's
still got
different.
his hand in this.
I'm the blood.
Blood,
We've
sorry.
done the ring at least. Of all the things
My
that have a
problem-
deadline, the ring's been done. We just got to give it to him.
My problem's unimportant.
I beg to differ.
Still
More importantly, I don't think this guy would know anything about that.
No.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just saying that we have things to do, so we don't need that many directions.
Come on, folks. What's
Yeah.
your next 2
Okay.
questions?
Shall we ask who the giant was that visited?
That could
Right,
be
number
worth
3.
knowing. It may be
I feel like it's going to bother us forever if we don't.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why?
So you asked the question, who has been the giant that's
Yeah.
been visiting,
Who-
excluding Harshnag and Cinder?
Yes.
The advisor to the court of Storm has visited often, trying to discern the truth of the death of her. But her questions never find true answers, and she leaves every day with an empty heart.
She comes here daily.
Every day she leaves, it is with an empty heart. It is not daily she comes.
Okay, you worried me for a second.
Your friend would have met her in his time outside. She has not returned for a long period. And the storm torch goes.
That disproves one of my major theories, thank God.
Okay.
Phew. Okay, so the advisor to the Storm Giant and the advisor to the Stone Giant are different, thank God.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was on the
So,
same.
what's your final question for the Frost Giant?
Right.
Hmm.
We want direction. I think we've got a basic direction at the moment. Is to get one of the conch, which we had that last time, right?
Yeah. But then that begs the question of which and how, and
Bear in mind,
we were
you do
discussing
have
this.
directions to 3 of these giant lords currently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kuzgar you have on a map.
Oh, yeah.
Dalto you damn well know. And
Yep.
Thankathiakia, her markings are Deadstone Cleft, which
Yeah.
is not far from
Yeah, we know that.
Felbar and can be easily navigated.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
discussed
we know
that.
that.
We were like, we thought Calithica we could probably
We could reason.
reason with, and maybe try and include the conch in those discussions. Maybe.
Stacy, my
basically, like
Sorry.
Dash just said, Guh, we know we can go to because she can't go anywhere because we've been told that.
But on the other hand, is not a major threat.
Yeah.
Well, to
and
us
just from
specifically.
character.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, so I had to switch over to my phone.
Right.
Okay.
Storm obviously is no clue. They're underwater. From character perspective, Fire and Cloud are really don't want to. Please don't.
But we kind
Frost
of have to.
haven't even met or encountered. No idea. So we thought that the stone seemed like the most likely.
Well, you have all the answers you need for stone, really.
Yeah, so here's a question. We've got the Frost artifact. We've not really interacted with the Frost Giants. Shall we...
No, we haven't. We haven't even met them, have we?
No.
Exactly.
There's only been one Frost... No, you've met a few Frost Giants.
We've killed a few.
You've killed a few, and then you met Harshnag. But I will say this, if you leave the room without answering the question, you lose the relic. I'm telling you this right now as the DM.
Yeah, we don't.
I would have left the relic. I would have left the relic outside because we've never met any.
Shall we ask something specifically about the Frost Giant Lord?
Should we ask what he's doing, considering we've not seen him?
Is he a threat, or are they keeping themselves to themselves?
You lift up the cracked shield. Making sure, yep, the broken shield. It's got a massive crack down the center of it. You lift it up to him and he touches it, and it's like 1,000 great axes slam into it at the same time. There's a crash, and a blizzard takes over the room immediately, and it's just like the constant sound of wolves and roars of battle and just conquest, and it all calms down. Jarl Storvald wishes to bring the endless winter. He hunts a sorcerer who bears the ring of eternal winter. He searches for their bloodline. But he is not just the bringer of endless winter, but the master of dragons, and has bent many dragons to his knee. Several white dragons are loyal to him, and serve like attack dogs aboard his mighty ships, which have raided the far north and cities of this world. The sea, north of what you, Smallkeen, call Waterdeep, Neverwinter, belongs to Storvald. And the torch goes out.
Okay.
Dust, when you get a chance, can I get the name and location for my notes of that giant that killed this guy?
I wrote down the name.
I've got it.
In there, and Parnast, I will say aloud again. I'll
I've
spell
got
it
it.
Parnast, which is a village.
Yeah, it's a village, and this giant guy's got his own tower near the village.
Yeah, the floating tower near the village.
Yeah, magic shit, you know.
Magic!
Cloud giants, you know.
Guys, that was Everland was where we fought the first white dragon, right? Or was it Neverwinter?
Nearby.
No, it was Everland.
It was Everland. Yeah, I'm getting
North
them mixed
of Everland.
So that was the location. What was the guy's name?
It's in the chat.
Right.
That's it.
At this point, he looks to you all. Thank you for your offer, but there are no more questions I can answer for you. If you have more, you may return within 10 days, and I can answer you then your questions. The Old Father's eye is upon you, champions of the small folk. He follows you with great intent. Good luck.
You can inform your god we're called the Moon Pigs.
Thank you for your time.
You don't need to do that.
And he motions you out, and all the room goes dark as he disappears back to his corpse.
Okay.
Right, let's go discuss.
I think we should talk to Harshnag, yeah.
Yeah, we'll step outside.
Cinder alright? Cinder, very
She's
quiet.
still reeling from what happened with the discussion of her father.
Yeah, sorry about that. Kind of pat her arm, just like reassuringly, even though I'm very small.
Certainly got some stuff to do.
You just like pat her forearm more or less.
We have a lot that we just learned.
One thing we'll have to do is next time we're in the city,
pathetic fantasy!
As you guys...
I'm aware of what pathetic fantasy is.
As you guys step out, and the portal closes behind you, you see Harshnag stood across from someone who stands at the doorway. He does not recognize this person and has his weapons drawn, with a cold intent looking towards them.
I draw mine.
Who is it?
Can I see
Move you all over towards them?
Yeah, I'm drawing my weapons, man. If Harshnag doesn't trust them, neither do I.
You see a storm giant. A beautiful woman. I just need to get the character's portrait up close to my face so I can actually describe it. Okay, thank you.
I'm really glad we asked this question now.
So, this storm giant is wearing what is essentially as if you had matted over 100 nets into the form of a dress. They hang low and they are wet. She has deep blue skin, almost purplish. And as well as this, her hair buns up and back down into this very neatly wound ponytail, which hangs over her shoulder, hanging down quite a bit towards her shoulder. Her hands are crossed and she bears no weapons. And she looks to confusion towards this frost giant who is more or less barring her way. As you all look across, she looks to you all and has a soft smile and a nod. Tell me, do you have any association with this individual? He seems to be denying me access to my scryings.
She's saying that to us. Right.
She's saying that to you in perfect common.
Hi, I don't believe we've met.
No, you have not. I am the counselor to the Storm Court. I have traveled here many times trying to discern the truths of what has happened to my lord and his mistress, and the tragedy that has been beset upon them. And she steps in, looks to you all, and closes the door behind her. Barris.
Uh-huh.
She whistles. Make a strength saving throw.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck, I was about to make an insight check as well. That was probably not needed anymore.
The sword from your hand
shit.
to hers. And it grows immediately to match her.
That's answered all my questions.
Thank you for keeping this and tidying it up for me a bit. But see, I have this distinct problem with mortals like you. You're all very good at your job. Quite good at your job. But you've been...
thanks.
Too good.
And
you've been doing too much.
Very quickly on myself.
The moment you try to cast something, her eye just glares to you and make a Constitution saving throw.
Is it too late to say Jenga?
No, this...
I'm
this
gonna
isn't...
move.
Okay, Varys, you try to cast something, but her glare just... Literally, you match her eye and just your hands pause in the form of the casting. You don't lose the spell slot, but you do not perform the cast.
Well, it was out of the ring, so...
I'm gonna...
even then, like, even trying to perform from the ring, it's just...
So I've not actually cast it.
No. She looks
I'm gonna
to you
move
all.
in front of Varys.
Stop
Sorry,
moving.
miss. That belongs
Stop
to my
moving.
friend.
I didn't ask you.
Sorry.
So, you've all been very good at your job. Very, very good at your job. And Harshnag, you've been a diligent little vagabond, haven't you? After being cast out for your so many questioned words and angering, truly angering responses to our kin, you deny me the right to enter this place. When you will allow these filth into our place, into our sacred place. And she looks over for a moment. My young lady, I did not realize you were here. He's been looking for you. And she puts the sword up, and out comes a portal. A burning fire. And she looks towards you and looks towards Cinderhild. My child, he's looking for you. I would advise going to him, because if he comes in here, we all know his disposition. I'm more than willing to discuss and talk. You know he's not. Go to your father.
Cinder,
Can we do something? I don't like this person. I would like to cause them physical harm.
You're not frozen. You're just, in that moment, you were paused of a shit. And you just lost your focus in that moment. But you have a feeling she has an eye on you. You specifically. She's watching you specifically. But her eyes are darting towards everyone else. She does have a little bit of a moment looking towards Kirok as well.
Can I say something in... Fuck, I don't know what other languages anyone can speak.
Can I do something?
I don't know if anyone speaks it, but in Sylvan, I just want to say Blue Dragon. If anyone speaks
you hear Blonde Elf in Sylvan back at you.
Oh, fuck.
Yes, Glory.
I want to put my hand on Cinder. And first of all, how distressed is she looking right now?
She's shitting it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
How far away is the giant from where I am?
Measure it out.
I'm just gonna...
I just remember this room had some funny measurements.
80
I'm
feet.
just gonna...
She looks towards all of you. Listen. I was told... And Cinder speaks up. She's been advising my father and the storm giants for a while. She was sent to try and calm him down, and she has calmed him down. He's not attacking as often. After your mother was taken, he was ready to start a war, but she actually stopped it.
Do not go back.
She's got my friend's toothpick. I kind of want to pour gas into her face. Can I pour gas into her face?
Try.
I'm asking my friends here in character, can I pour gas into this person's face?
I think that's ill-advised.
No,
No matter what else you do not want him here.
I will fight your father if it comes to it. Do not go back to him.
I'm just walking forwards, just a few, ahead of the group a little bit. Just a few steps towards you.
Can I move forward with him?
You can try to, yeah.
Hold my hand. We'll skip.
Yeah, we'll go together.
She looks towards all of you, and you two especially. You're not moving any further. I'm also going to remove Nerwin from this unless he says otherwise, that he's in character doing things. He will say he's just grayed out in the background.
Oh, he literally just left Discord, so...
Perfect timing. He's not there right now. Cinder, he's terrified for you. He will be more concerned. Explain that you were kidnapped. He will believe this, and you will be safe from harm from him. But if you do not, and he comes through and sees you with them, sees you with her, you know what he's going to be like. But if you do this, you'll be safe. Please. I beg of you, Cinder.
Yeah.
Cinder, you deserve a life without him in it.
As she's talking, can I attempt to cast another spell dash? I want to attempt to cast Dispel Magic on the portal.
Okay. As you try to cast again, nope.
Spell slot?
No, spell slot's not gone, but nope.
Okay.
I'm just
you
gonna
guys
say
watch as Cinder looks to all of you, shakes her head. No. He'd kill you all. He
Cinder,
would.
take it from someone who had an abusive father figure. Don't go running back to him. It won't save you and it won't save us. It will do nobody any good. It will just inflate his ego and this bitch's as well, apparently.
I'm
sorry. I'm sorry. And she just looks to you all, stepping away from you, and I'll say that the portal...
And I point to her and say, you jump through that fire portal, I'm coming after you. You're not saving me doing that.
You do
if anything, you're ensuring my death.
You do what you need to do.
I'm sorry. And she looks like she begins breaking down in tears, and she runs, jumps through the portal, and as she does, the portal closes immediately behind her. Good. The one witness I didn't need to see this.
Yes. That's one more out of the way. Imri.
She just smirks at you. You went to the Crone, you went to the Archfey about information that was underhanded. Very underhanded. I can't help but admire that.
So's lying to all of the giants about your true nature?
Lying to people that would crush yours under boot. That have slaughtered and enslaved mine many times. Let us be sincere for a moment here, Valorin. In any other situation, you would not do anything but attack these giants. You would defend yourself at every course. From the Thane, from Zalto, from Storvald, even from people you began to love. If Harshnag tore into one of your cities, you wouldn't hesitate. But now you've gotten attached, as mortals tend to. You've weakly exposed yourselves again, like mortals do.
Miss, I don't really understand your politics, but you're a bitch, and I want to... Is there a reason we're not killing her?
Yeah.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
There's a big reason.
Sure.
The fact that I can't cast any spells right now. Without her stopping
I haven't
me.
tried. Zero doesn't know that you can't cast spells.
Zero?
You've seen me go to
You
cast a spell.
are frightened to the point where you can no longer speak. She
Fuck.
just glares to you, and you just begin going. You just stutter. You cannot formulate words. You cannot formulate words for spells. You just. And for the first time, even with the bravado you portray for your defense of your friends, it's gone in this moment. You're like a child. Finally, I don't have that fly buzzing around. Now then. And she looks over towards Harshnag. You've been very disobedient. Son of Storvald indeed. Next Jarl, you were meant to be. And you just betray us all for your small folk and for your love of the Queen. The Queen of that foolish little city. You are less of a giant than I am.
Enough of this. I'm going to move in front of Harshnag if I can.
She looks to you as you say this, enough of this, and begin moving, and she says, "Oh, my little dear, I couldn't agree more."
Oh boy.
And from behind her, there's just a shadow of wings that erupt out.
I'm ready to fucking fight. Let's do.
Oh boy!
And now, I would like all of you to roll initiative.
Okay, I'm here.
I wanted to do something before that, but
Don't matter now, mate.
It's too late.
well,
I
I
call
mean,
for initiative.
all right, cool. Never mind. All right, whatever.
Luck for days.
I don't think I need to say this, but Glory is fucking fuming.
I'll say you moved here anyway, because that's what you said you did. And
Yeah.
I'll move Roman back on the board. Roman, do you want to have someone control you? Just because I know you're not in Roll20 currently.
Yeah, but I mean, there was something I was gonna do, but never mind. Again, whatever.
Who do you want to control you? I'll just give control to everyone. It's easier. So anyone who decides to, you may now roll initiative for Roman, for him, and when he gives a
But
call
maybe
out for what he wants to do on his
Varus or
turn,
Blue.
you can move him around for you. Okay.
This bitch just royally fucked me off.
Nope.
I'm here. I'm here to fucking fight. We might all die.
We just
But-
lost Frog, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Thankfully, she's never high in the initiative.
Thank God.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, really, I would just have to have somebody tell me in terms of location, and then.
Yeah, that's what we can.
Yeah, we can feed you the battlefield.
Varys.
Yeah.
Until she's back, take control of Ashk for me, please.
Sure.
But yeah, the other thing I was gonna say is I just need somebody to give me my modifiers.
Yes, cool.
Yeah, we can do that.
You tell us what you want to do, and we'll.
Okay. So I'm just going to change this around because 0 is at the top of the initiative, and I've got to roll for big ol' Harshnag.
What, on the top?
You got crit.
Yeah, I had to move you around because someone has a higher dex modifier than you, so we'll put them ahead.
Well, you actually crit, so you go first, right?
Yeah.
First of players, yeah.
It was just that it looked at the order and said, this person has a 22.
Yeah.
We broke the ordinary.
Oh no.
Oh god damn it.
Campaign jokes.
It's almost like this kind of broke Harshnag as well.
Sup, Harshnag? Time to go, motherfucker.
0. You were up first.
Alright, do I roll to counter fear or?
Yeah, I'll say you had a 1 wisdom save, so you may now make it.
Another wisdom save or?
Yeah, it's another wisdom save.
Well, you make it.
Fuck! Because I was about to say with disadvantage, but fuck you!
and I just look at you as like, I've had enough of your shit, big lizard fuck.
You definitely have
Zero
this.
are here to fight.
Also, to give you guys an idea, the statues in this room are 50 foot tall. She stood on her hind legs when she changed before slumping down. When she was on her hind legs, she was taller than any of the statues, bar the statue of Amon, which is 80 foot tall.
Can I move into melee with her, or is Harshnag?
Yeah. You can totally walk around him.
Why would you do that?
You can try to walk around him. Yeah, you can. Yeah, he's an ally. You can walk through his movements. So yeah, you walk up to her. Her claws out in front of you. The talon is about as big as you are.
Yep, I go right up to the dragon, apparently full of bravado. Part of the reason I'm doing this, even though not necessarily Zero's normal thing, is when you crit on an anti-fear thing, it just seems like the thing to do.
Yep.
I just go right up to her, and I just prick my finger on a little blade, and touch her with the blood.
Okay.
Oh dear, that's just a long boy.
So you try to cast.
Slimy Doom.
You have the finger pricked, and you reach to touch.
Yep.
And
So
you
I
just
gotta
look
do-
up in that moment, and she has a baleful glare that looks down at you. And the spell is lost. You lose the ability to perform this spell for this turn. So you have used your action to try and cast it. You've not lost the spell slot, but you've lost the action.
Was that an effect she did, or it wasn't a counter
Yes,
spell?
it was an effect she did.
It's an effect. It's just not something I could counter spell.
No.
Okay, so I have a bonus action, but I don't really have a whole lot I can do with it.
Blue, I just had that tweet.
Alright, I'm just I suppose I don't have anything I can really do for bonus action this turn. Nobody's hurt or anything?
No.
We've only just started.
Give me
Okay.
like 2 turns, maybe a term.
Damn it, Druid crafts an action, so I can't even magically flip her off or something. Okay, I'm just
You could
gonna.
flip her off.
Worthless.
I'm just gonna spit on her.
Okay, you go. And she looks down at you, little spittle.
Spit on the fake queen.
And as it happens, you see thunder, lightning crackle in her mouth. Oh, I can do far worse. I need a dexterity saving throw from.
Don't get me wrong, this is a bad idea, but I'm cocky as all feck because I just rolled a
Let's
crit
see.
on a fear check.
Literally everyone, in fact,
100
except
plus.
Roman. 120 and a 10-foot line.
Christ.
10-foot line, so I'm going to say it hits Zero, Glory, Harshnag, Varys, Ashk, Turk, and Kirok.
Is Ring of
not
Evasion
good.
declared before or after I roll?
I'll allow you to do it afterward.
Oh shit! If that doesn't make it, I'll Indomitable.
Okay, you can Indomitable.
Ring of Evasion.
If that's not making it.
That's it, yeah, 13's not going to make it, so Ring of Evasion.
That was actually me. That 15.
That was Varys? Because I'm about to
That was
say,
actually
when did Ash get a +3?
That was Darius. Does Ash need to make one as well?
Fuck's sake!
Yes, Ash also needs to make one, as does Turk. I will roll for the boar.
What's Ash's bonus currently? Is it
-1? Oh, her
we get
charisma bonus is plus...
+3.
It's it's +3.
Okay,
So we get +3 to whatever we're rolling
Varys will
if
have
we're within.
+3. Yeah.
So I got an 18. Ash
Nope.
got a sweet 9.
No.
I'm also going to cast Absorb Elements as my reaction.
Okay. So you'll take half damage from
To
this.
give myself
Turk
resistance,
also
so-
does not succeed this.
Oh no.
Okay,
How much damage?
I have to use a dice roll. Because this is indeed this is an ancient blue dragon.
Oh, we're gonna get that blood we're looking for. I'll be dead, but
Always look on the bright
I
side.
don't think we're going to win fight, personally, but okay.
for anyone watching, just a reminder, I knew it was a dumb idea to walk out to her. It's just that, how do you not when you roll double crits on a
Varys,
fear check?
Yeah.
With your
18.
resistance,
Yes.
with your resistance, not your check, because your check
Okay,
does not.
Check fails, okay.
You take 44.
44, brilliant. I'm glad I cast
Everyone
that
else
spell.
takes 88.
I take
Yeah, I'm
44
down.
as well because I use my ring.
Okay, you take 44.
Calculator!
Is gone. Turk just disappears in a divine light, and Ash gets thrown to the ground and blasted as well by this.
So what was the full damage? 88.
88 total.
Yeah.
Ask's unconscious.
Fucking hell, are you kidding?
What?
It was somewhat
from
close
full?
to...
She's at full.
She's got max.
Oh, she's got 78. Oh yeah, she's down.
She gets a bonus from Shield Master or something, right?
No, she could have used a reaction, but she did not succeed anyway. So she would have had to have beat the DC to actually get the bonus
So
to
it
take no
wouldn't have
damage from
mattered
it.
if she did or not. Okay,
Wouldn't have
so
mattered.
she's out.
Harshnag gets to make a dex check. Got a -1. Yeah, no. Harshnag also takes 8.
That was almost enough damage to do double my total health, which in some rulings is an insta-kill.
Yes, thankfully it's not. Because it would have
If this had been in Fandle Bar, it would have been an insta-kill.
This would have been an insta-kill because her rules are she will kill you if she can. She's not holding back in any way. And that's her legendary action gone. Let's look at Roman and see how much health he has currently.
Oh yeah, Roman. How much did he take? Did he make?
He took
I should be at full. Cause
Yeah.
no, you
Yeah,
said
no,
I
we
was
had a full
out
rest.
of the range of it.
Oh yeah, sorry, you were the one person
he
who was
didn't
out of
get hit.
range.
He didn't
Yeah,
get hit.
because the line is basically a 10-foot
Yeah.
line, say from. Yeah, no, you're okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
lad, you're okay.
And when
Because
you
I was
get
like,
shot-
oh
But,
shit. Also, lads, you did
uh,
kind of line up. I'm just letting you know.
super quick,
I mean,
super
we
quick.
didn't line up, we just started.
Go on. What's up, Darren?
Krauser, did you happen to, or Varys, did you happen to identify my ring at any point?
He did not,
Fuck.
because you were not here to do it. Because I know your ring would be very useful right now.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would.
But that's Zero's turn. Zero, you are unconscious.
Yep, I took my turn to kill half the party, so next.
Roman, you're up.
Right. You are 40 foot from an ancient blue dragon. What do you want to do?
Until your teammates are down.
Yes.
I would like to call upon my patron to incite fear within the dragon, sparing deep intent wounds.
Okay, you want to try and terrify the dragon?
You're going to be robot-y as well, dude.
Is that a wisdom saving throw?
I mean,
He hasn't got his character sheet, he's not gonna know.
Okay, I'm just gonna make the wisdom
Well,
save, because that's the lower of her two, if it's charisma or wisdom. I know it's one of the two. Yeah, that's the 21.
That'll make it, I assume.
That's gonna make his DC, I'm afraid. His DC is good, it's not that good.
well, it was more so I was trying just to do something that wasn't actually a thing of a spell or
A
anything.
spell.
But,
Yeah, that's clever.
Uh-huh.
but since that didn't work,
Also, Varys, you are aware it was like maybe like half a minute passed before she used that again on you. So it seems like there was a delay between the two times she did it on you.
Okay.
That's the last hint you're getting.
No, it's cool.
say again.
No,
I'm just saying that the ability she used to stop his spell, she didn't like say use it in like the turn of 6 seconds. She didn't do it twice. She did it over the course of like 30 seconds between, but that was only because he delayed between 2 turns of
It takes
actions.
a bit of time.
So yeah, so that's you, Roman. Do you want to do anything else?
I guess the hex.
Okay, you bonus action to Hex. There's a Hex now on her. I will put this little skull. Also, Ashk is currently down, crackling with lightning, just constantly shaking. As is Zero. They're both just spasming on the ground currently. Varus? Actually, no. At the end of Roman, is that the end of your turn?
Heroin! No, we're doing...
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. At the end of your turn, she's going to use her legendary action to Claw Glory.
Okay, bring it on, bitch.
That's a 32 to hit, and that is 12 slashing damage.
Slashing? Fuck. Okay.
Yeah. And make a strength saving throw.
Maths. The true enemy here is maths. Strength saving throw, you say?
Yeah. Okay. You managed to actually hold your ground, but the sheer momentum of her nearly threw you back. But you managed to grate yourself against the ground, but you felt that moment where your back almost get as you just held, but she clawed up and just straight up through your face. It's just a deep sink of crimson currently. Varus Valorant, you're up.
Glory is too pissed to care.
Did my sword... I'm assuming my sword got absorbed into her form when she transformed, right?
Yeah.
She didn't drop it or anything. I say my sword very vaguely. I can't see the sword anywhere.
No, you cannot see the sword.
Okay. I'm gonna scream really loudly.
That's a very strong mood out of character.
Are you calling for Vampire Man to come get it fresh?
I can't do any of that stuff.
I thought you had a sending spell.
Yeah, not prepared.
Oh, well, that works.
You're not. It's not your turn currently.
Fuck. Shit. It's an action to use a potion, right? On someone else.
Yes.
I'm gonna go. Fuck, I can't even go to a blade chonk. I've not even got a weapon. Fuck
Nope.
my ass. It's an action to unsheath a weapon, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna run to Ask's corpse.
Her still living body.
Her body.
The C word is not allowed here.
Not
Her
allowed.
unconscious body, and pour a healing potion down her throat.
Okay, what kind of
Thank
healing
you.
potion are you
It's
using?
just a straight up regular.
Mm-hmm.
D4 plus 2. Oh, look, I even rolled it as her.
Okay.
It's 8 hit points,
Ashk
guys.
is back up on 8 hit points. She's on the ground currently.
She's prone. There you go, she's sideways.
Okay. At the end
that's
of
my
your
axe.
turn.
Not finished. Not finished. No, I think I can blade strong. Hold on. I'm just reading it very quickly, sorry. The weapon thing's not really ever a factor. Yeah, no, I can blade strong. So I'll use my bonus action to blade strong.
Okay, and that's your turn?
And then I'm going to move. I've got another 30 foot.
I'm just giving you the measurement.
That's why I'm using the little arrow thing. I can't really get that far, can I?
Nope, not in this.
I'm going to go that way and try and get some cover behind the statue of an am.
Okay.
Oh fuck, and that's my turn.
At the end of your turn, everyone's still in the room, which is everyone. and everyone is currently conscious, bar 0. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
Is it a charm effect?
No.
Shit.
Is it a magic effect?
No.
Okay.
Oh, whoops, didn't mean to do that.
No. And no.
Can somebody tell me?
No.
Definitely not.
No.
Your modifier is a +5 for wisdom save. I'm assuming that's what you were asking.
Yeah, you keep cutting out.
Yeah.
Varus, roll.
Yeah, I'm switching to wisdom save.
Do you mind if we roll for you, Aaron?
Oh, I was trying to get the psychic for me.
Psychic's
Oh no,
done it.
he pulled it off, and that's a success from
Oh,
him.
yeah, he did.
Harsh Knight will use his 1 legendary resistance to resist the effect of the Frighten.
Thank you, Hoshag.
Just a reminder, guys, just because Zero's an idiot doesn't stop this being an ancient blue. You guys should run.
Is that everyone?
Glory, Kirok, Ash, Paris. Yes.
Okay. Only Roman succeeded. Everyone else, you are terrified.
Woo! Fuck yeah! Fuck
You cannot move
this bad
closer
fuck.
to her. Currently, you're seeing your friends and even some of your most durable party members thrown down within a single strike. Things are looking dicey. Glory. Glory, as you're looking, Harshnag looks down to you. Looks across to all of you. With blood trickling down the side of his face. He's just heavily breathing. He looks to you all. My friends, it's been a pleasure. Run! And he throws his axe towards the door. And breaks the door. And with his other action, he reaches down and just scoops Zero and throws him to Glory. Before charging straight at Imrith. And he gets her in a headlock and just throws her against the side of the wall, destroying the statue of Scorus. It just crumbles between their masses as he slams her in. And in that moment you hear the voice echo out to you all. Those who dare destroy the altars of the gods will face the divine wrath of Anam! You all get 1 turn. Do what you want.
In initiative order still?
You're still in initiative order.
Okay, we'll just go through it. Just carry on.
I'll make a death saving throw as my choice.
You make a death saving throw as you're being carried by Glory.
Okay, well, Glory's next in initiative, so... Curls.
Physically, you cannot get closer to her.
Hells.
She's in deep contemplation.
Okay, I'll have the cameras up. Oh, that's not good.
I'm going to feed
You have
her a
your-
healing potion.
Okay? Use your action to give him a healing potion. Is that all you do?
Can I put him down?
You can put him down, yeah. I'll say that that's like... feeding him and giving and putting him down is like all you can do.
Okay. I'm going to hold this position in the hopes that everyone runs out behind me.
Okay.
Just
You're
in
waiting.
case something happens with the Harshnag fight to stop her getting to my party, is my logic. Because Glory's not very smart.
Okay. No, but you do have a headband of intelligence. Okay, so everyone else, what are you doing currently? As you just see storms begin, an actual storm cloud begins building around Harshnag and around him and Imrith, and bolts are just striking him in the back, and he's just buckling almost down to a knee before pulling her back in and slamming her again against the wall.
Go.
God.
Go.
Run!
Blue, yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
this is problematic. Varus, what are you
I
doing?
will clear this way as well, which you do know exists.
Huh?
It is the steps down.
Oh, that's much more helpful.
I'm going to cast, as my action, haste on Glory.
Okay, you cast haste on Glory. What else are you doing? Because you're currently terrified.
I'm then going to run.
Assuming I don't get an action.
You can get your one action now because Glory got to go at the end of her initiative.
I'm
just gonna see what's happening and say, fuck. And I'm gonna conjure
Zero run.
I'm gonna conjure 8 giant owls to drag us all the fuck out of there.
Okay, you summon these owls, which are not frightened. You summon them and they flock out to everyone and grab and begin flying everyone out, taking anyone that's unconscious or bloodied otherwise, and you just all get moved. At this point, you hear aloud, "No! No!"
I cast a wall of stone behind us.
2 of the owls are going to guard that wall of stone because we've got more than we need to take us.
I make it double layers if I have to, or
I've got
quadruple
everyone.
layers.
The owls are just an extra barrier. They're not going to.
You're pulling this up. As you do this, you hear, "Goodbye, defenders of Faerun!" And you just see, with the last wall going up, he slams, just throws her against the statue of Anam itself. And a deep roar bellows out, and you watch as the walls above you begin cracking. And cracking inside there, firstly. Boulders begin falling inside there as you hear, "Those dare die!" Boulders fall. On top of Imrith. And cursing out in that moment, she waves her hand and disappears. As you watch Harshanak, he tries to move out. Boulders catching him.
Haste!
You're far too far away from him currently to do this. And the wall is now between you both. As the boulders fall, and you all pull yourselves out entirely from this, all the way out to here. As the last boulder falls, about 20 foot big are these boulders that are falling, by the way. Closing down this area. It is now barred off. This is entirely encased in stone. Buried is the eye of the Allfather. And that is where we're going to leave the session for tonight.
Fuck.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Kirak, I appreciate what you were doing, but when I said getting catched by boulders, I mean he was already on his hands and knees.
Right.
You know, guys, I really wish Harshanak was still alive.
He might be. Do it.
I'm gonna go ahead and use it. And basically say, I wish he was alive and right here. Even though I don't know that's gonna work.
You just say aloud, "I wish he was here." You guys watch as the ring, that last diamond, breaks. And in that moment, you see a massive, crumpled form. Bruised and bloodied, but still alive. On the ground, somewhat, you're not sure if unconscious, alive. This is very, very slow breathing.
Yeah, I'd stop pouring some
The axe of the Gert's great axe is just gripped currently in his hand. The other axe, the axe of the Conqueror, had been thrown to the door and has been lost in the carnage.
But
that is where we're going to leave the session.
Okay.
Yep.
With that final spell being used, the wish
well done, Raymond.
plunged.
Woo!
Oh, boy.
My fairy lights dramatically overheated halfway through that fight.
I got hit by the electricity.
Plunged into darkness.
I have known about this event for the last year and a half, and my heart was palpitating the moment you stepped back out of that room. Because I knew I was about to unveil the true villain of Storm King's Thunder.
Down.
Things just got put into the next gear.
Yep.
Yep.
And you immediately remove the one thing the book writes about, which is, yeah, the party cannot beat a ancient blue dragon. Harshnag will sacrifice himself.
Hell yeah, fuck
Well,
you, book.
Fuck nah, he's not.
Fuck the rules. We
Yeah,
have
fuck you,
wishes.
book.
Literally why I gave you them. I was like, maybe they might keep one.
We're the Guardians of Faerun, and we don't care what no book says.
Pronounce the
We never
movement
had
wrong.
any regard for the rules.
Oh boy.
Like, oh, you're trying to take the one person we love and care about the most in this world? Fuck that shit.
Fuck you.
Fuck you in particular.
Oh, I couldn't help it. As soon as I saw double crits on an anti-fear, I thought Zero's going to do something stupid, isn't he?
And somehow in my heart, I knew you would.
If I'd rolled anything else, even if it was just a crit on one of them, it would have been like, okay, he's brave, he's not stupid. But then double crit, it was
Double
like,
crit,
no,
yeah,
he's
no,
too
man.
brave.
Nah, man.
Well, play out the rolls.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
see, but
we're gonna end the stream here. Thank you very much for tuning in
we're
and
gonna talk
watching.
for 1,000
Bye-bye.
We will see
Remember to
you
shop at
next
Game Tea.
Wednesday. Unsure what we're gonna do, but yeah, we can leave on the cliffhanger. What do we do about
As you
the
are
sword?
next
What
to
do
a
we
cliff.
do about the sword, guys? See ya.
What do we do about
Yeah.
Harshnag?
Yeah.